course, the men may run a lot faster. They did yesterday.
We're here. We're at Bosworth,
yesterday we ended up with all the poor gentlemen who were in armour dead on the floor within about 30 seconds.
People, which is
so we'll
always fun.
see now whether they're going to go into a shower of arrows.
Enjoy it. So the plan is, that lot down there, all in the armour, are going to run up the hill to face these archers who aren't going to be firing way up in the air, they're going to be firing directly at them.
So I have information now that it isn't only the arrows that the poor gentlemen in tin are going to have to be avoiding, they're also going to be shot at by a large number of the gunners. The gunners have just been given the freedom to fire at will. Now I don't know which of these guys Will is, but I feel sorry for him.
But of course we do have guns at the bottom that
one
may
shot
back for us. We've got to
means they die, so they fall down.
What kind of infantry block brings artillery to a picnic? So slowly, the body of men moves up the field. Archers moving forwards here. And the first casualty is being taken. And there, his legs off, his mate's trying to do CPR on him, I think. Dear goodness, that was loud. Do you guys mind? I know, yes, me and my ears mind a lot. Oh, that's the man behind the pavise. He made the mistake of moving out. That's the main protection there. Gone out of the man at the front there. Well, the theory was we were going to show you a number of armed men actually running into the archers, but at this rate, we're going to have no armed men left. And the archers are now shooting. Kill me for that. The archers are now loosing as well as they can, as hard as they can, and as fast as they can. There's two men there. One is playing tennis with he's down on his knees, and the last brave. No, there's still the captain of the Stanleys there. Arrow through the eye stalk, and he succumbs to what's obviously a mortal injury. Ladies and gentlemen, can we have a round of applause for the infantry units who are lying dead and bleeding in a sorry state, all full of little holes like a tea bags.
We are here with Dominic, who is Rich III's actual body double. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. You're here incognito.
Yeah.
But we spotted you.
Yeah, you did, so that's not really working.
You're too distinctive. So, good luck today. And I hope you fight well. I know you're not actually on the battle.
Who thinks he shouldn't? Who thinks we should just get on with the show? Next rider.
Meeting famous people all over the place here today. We're here with Christina Smee, who wrote... Hello. I'm Ali, who wrote The Rose of Midland, which is all about this time period, isn't it? It's about Richard.
Yeah. Well, basically, the book is a historical novel. It's based on fact.
Yeah.
And it's around the central character is the mother of Richard III's illegitimate son, John of Gloucester.
Okay, excellent. Are they portrayed today? Do you know? Do you know if there's anyone going to be acting any of the parts in that?
No, not really. There's a small section in the book on the Battle of Bosworth, but that's not a main feature of it. It's about the relationship that she has with the king, and she follows him from Middleham Castle down to Leicester. So that actually does feature.
Yeah.
The Battle of Bosworth does feature in the book. It's not predominant.
I see. So it's sort of that time. It's using all those events as elements for the story.
Yeah. It's going from about 1461 right until 1485. So it covers about 23, 24 years of history.
Right. Well, I've been told that there's 7 years research that's gone into it.
Yes.
That's incredible. That's more than Graham does for our episodes. So that looks fantastic. I'll have to pick up a copy.
Yeah. So it's available on Kindle if you do Kindle.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Amazon Kindle, just go on there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you.
I'm going to have a go jousting. Not sure it's fair, though.
Okay.
The idea is,
we're ready.
got to get that ring, hit his nasty shield, and then get that ring. Lots of speed. Wish me luck. Tally ho.
They say hello.
Get 2 goes. We have to come back to the second go.
Running the Nazi
There you go. I'll be with you in a minute.
You point it out to them that they being all big and everything. I get the big end.
Oh, great.
So, Harry broke.
Go!
Got him. Oh, got him. Have that. Have one of those. That was brilliant.
Mount fired up and ready to go. That's very exciting. So Richard, you ready at the end of the list?
I think they fell off. Oh, I did have one. Great. Thank you.
Who's Mr. Richard?
So, we are here with Phil Stone, who is the chairman of the Richard III Society, who obviously have a great deal of interest in today. Phil, would it be possible to tell us a bit about the society and how it came to be?
The society was founded in 1924 by a surgeon in Liverpool, and he and a group of friends came together, and they were concerned about the general feelings of how Richard was portrayed. They just felt it didn't add up. Most people at that time, and still do to a certain extent, consider that Shakespeare's play is the true Richard. And of course, if you know enough history, you can tell that Shakespeare's play is a very good play, but it isn't history. There are too many facts or too many things in the play that just aren't factual. So they decided that they would form this association. They called it the Fellowship of the White Boar. Richard's cognizance or badge was a white boar. They called it that, and they got some friends together with a like interest, and they started doing some early research, and the group built and got larger until eventually along came the Second World War, and it stopped basically. Other people had other things on their minds. Then in the early 50s there was a production of a play about Richard III, not Shakespeare, and quite a number of people who had been members of the fellowship attended. And in 1956 they decided, let's refound the fellowship, which they did. In 59 they changed the name to the far more practical Richard III Society, and we have built on from there. Our aims have always been pretty much the same, to get to the truth, to research the life and times, and if we can get people to at least think differently, even if we can get... no one is going to claim that Richard was a saint, he was a man of his times, but let us find out more about those times and Richard's part in them. As I say, a lot of people still consider Shakespeare as factual, and there's one thing in the play itself. It has Margaret of Anjou, the widow of Henry VI. Unfortunately, by the time of Richard's reign, Margaret had died herself. She died in poverty, in exile in France. And in Henry VI Part 2, Shakespeare has Richard killing the Duke of Somerset at the First Battle of St Albans. First Battle of St Albans, Richard wasn't quite 3 years old. We know he's a doughty warrior, but I don't think so quite at that age. But no, we're doing our best to get people to think differently. And as you can well imagine, where are we now? 5 years on from the finding of the bones. There was really quite remarkable upsurge in interest. And especially 2 years ago when we reburied the remains.
What was the society's role in that? Did they have a lot to say about the appropriate way to treat the bones, or were we consulted?
No, we left that to the experts, the university. We had Philippa Langley, who led the Looking for Richard project, came to me as chairman and said, would we support it? Could we give some financial assistance? So I put it to the committee, and we gave a small amount of money, seed corn really, and with the proviso that you do realise you're not going to find him, don't you? A while later, she came back to me asking for a little more money, which we didn't have at that time. So, as it's public knowledge because it's in her book, I actually gave it to them.
Oh, wow.
And on they went, and enough money eventually was raised to let the dig go ahead. And the world knows that bones were found on the very first day.
So we're tracking someone who really was very influential in the finding of...
Well, without the society, and because all the Looking for Richard project people were members, or are members of the society, without the society and a certain amount of funding, and then we had to go worldwide to the membership to raise the rest of the money. One of our backers fell out 3 weeks before the dig was due to begin. So panic, let's raise, and we're talking about £10,000.
Oh, right.
But bless our members, within a fortnight they'd pledged 13,000, so it all came together, and we were able to commission ULAS, part of the University of Leicester, to do the dig. And once the remains had been found, the university went ahead at their expense and publicity to prove that they are Richard III. And of course, by then too, the cathedral and the city of Leicester were all involved, and the rest, as they say, is history. But at least this is factual history, unlike something else.
At the end of each podcast that we do, we decide whether the king has that certain something that we call the Rex Factor. Right. So I might guess your answer here, but would you say that Richard III has the Rex Factor? Is he that so special that even in his short reign, he did enough to warrant his position, do you think, as one of the great last warrior kings?
Certainly he was one of the great warrior kings. He only lost one battle he fought in. Yeah. Sadly, that was this one. We are at Bosworth. But yes, today he has this difficult reputation, especially as to how he became king. One can only wonder, had he lived and survived Bosworth and continued to rule as a good king. And he was a great administrator and legislator, whether all of that would have been forgotten. We now look upon good King Richard without any trouble at all.
Yeah, I mean, not unlike Henry VII being all about a good administrator, and
he was certainly that.
Yeah.
Tight-fisted, what's it? But there you are.
So Princes in the Tower, no evidence?
There's no evidence. I personally think it is unlikely that Richard would have killed them, because it profited him nothing. If he had them killed, what he needed to do was produce the bodies. Who they've died of fever. And then, and so look, there's no point in raising a rebellion in their name.
Yeah.
They're dead. But he didn't. The bodies have never been seen. So, and there were plenty of others out there that needed the boys dead. Yeah. Henry himself. Although I'm never quite sure that Henry was responsible. Excuse me. Because he was so scared of the pretenders. And in the case of one of them, he would never let his wife meet the pretender in case she recognised her brother.
Oh, good lord.
That's Perkin Warbeck.
Yeah. Well, that was utterly fascinating, Phil. Thank you very, very much.